Would you please be upstanding for the arrival of Professor James Angus, Lieutenant Governor of Victoria, the Honourable Jacinta Allen, Premier of Victoria, and the Honourable Ingrid Stitt, Minister for Ageing. Please remain standing for the first verse of the Australian National Anthem. Please be seated. I now invite the Lieutenant Governor to address us.
Good morning. The Honourable Jacinta Allen, Premier of Victoria, the Honourable Ingrid Stitt, the Minister for Ageing, the Honourable Julian Hill, the Federal Assistant Minister for Citizenship and Multicultural Affairs, Commodore Greg York, the Senior Naval Officer Victoria and Chair, Victorian Veterans Council, Robert Caulfield, President, Council on the Ageing Victoria, award recipients, distinguished guests. I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the unceded lands on which this House stands, the Wurundjeri and the Boonwurrung people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to Government House this morning for the Victorian Senior of the Year Awards. As the Governor is currently occupied on an official visit overseas, I have the great privilege to be involved in today's ceremony. There is a well-known saying that embodies these awards. It tells us the best time to plant a tree was 3 decades prior. And the second best time to plant a tree is in the present moment. While there is much debate about who is responsible for that quote, its sentiment reflects the theme for this year's awards: explore, engage, evolve. It's crucial to view ageing through this lens, as it's never too late to pursue your passions and find fulfilment. And it's in this pursuit that a sense of community and shared purpose arises. Whether it's donating your time, supporting others, or even picking up a new skill or hobby, your contribution has impacted countless Victorians. For some parts of Victoria, particularly regional Victoria, creating and maintaining community is a difficult task. But it's in this challenge that we see the true spirit of community shining through. No matter the obstacles, Victorian seniors have found a way to support one another, from organising community-wide events to simply making an effort to check in on your neighbours. These actions go to the heart of why you and your families are being recognised today. These acts, grand or simple, embody the spirit of explore, engage and evolve. Importantly, not only do these efforts involve your own ability to pursue your passions, they also evolve the conversation around ageing. Getting older is not a decline. It's a part of the ongoing process of growth, contribution and connection. Each and every day, your actions are helping redefine what ageing means in our society. And by embracing the explore, engage, evolve ethos, you are not just living in the fullest, but inspiring others to do the same. Loneliness and social isolation are tragic challenges that seniors can face. Often, it's seniors themselves that are leading the charge to creating the solutions to this issue. This speaks volumes about your resilience, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to one another. Through your work, you are actively shaping a better future for yourselves and generations to come. And in doing so, planting a tree for your community and the ones to come. I want to thank all nominees for the contributions you make to our state. Not only have you embraced new opportunities and created connections, you have also become agents of change, challenging perceptions across Victoria. You are living proof that ageing is not defined by limitations, but by opportunity and potential. Congratulations and thank you for making Victoria a better place for everyone. I now invite the Premier to address us.
Good morning. Could I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathering on, the elders of the Bunurong people, and pay my respects to elders past and present and any elders who may be with us here at Government House today. Can I also thank for that welcome and introduction Lieutenant Governor James Angus, to my ministerial colleague, the Minister for Ageing Ingrid Stitt, to the Council of the Ageing Victoria CEO Ben Rogers, to Victorian Veterans Council President Commodore Greg York, University of the Third Age Victoria President Anne Grigg, and of course to all of our nominees and the large support crew that you have brought along with you today who are equally proud of your achievements. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to join you today as part of the Victorian Seniors Awards, because we are here to celebrate, and it is a celebration of the incredible contribution of some incredible Victorians. Each of you is here today because you've made such a positive difference in your community and then by extension to our great state. And every day, your values, you're living your values of connection, compassion and community. And these are some of the same values that I had instilled in me growing up, my parents instilled in my brother and I, that being part of a community meant that you should put your hand up to assist and help your community. For Mum, that meant volunteering for every school event, from running the tuck shop to helping lead school excursions. And for Dad, well, he's now nearly 80 and still coaching junior basketball teams in Bendigo. I'm talking to you a little bit about my mum and dad because they've been involved in their community their entire lives. And of course, that hasn't stopped just because they've gotten older. Indeed, with Dad, it certainly has increased as he's gotten older following his passion of basketball. And I make that point because I think our society does have some way to go when it comes to how we do think about ageing. When we talk about seniors, our culture is replete with stereotypes that most certainly do justice or recognise what we are celebrating here today. These are stereotypes that don't reflect too the wonderful senior Victorians I've met over my 25 years in public life. Those who have worked incredibly hard to build great careers, the active and engaged grandparents who are as busier than ever, or to you here today, our award nominees, passionate volunteers who have dedicated so much of your lives to serving your community and to serving your fellow Victorians. That's why these awards are just so important. They help us to not just challenge those notions of what it means to grow older, it gives senior Victorians who have done so much of ours for our state the recognition that they truly deserve. Now, I also want to make this point that I know that you don't do what you do every single day for awards or affirmation, but certainly visiting Government House is a nice part of the outcome. But I do want to take a moment to really acknowledge just how amazing you are. Before coming here today, I had the opportunity to read a little bit more about each of the nominees. Such an impressive list of nominees. And we really could, though, on reflecting on the achievements of the nominees, rename these awards the Lifetime Achievements Award, because that's what we're celebrating. The many lifetimes of service and dedication that have helped make a difference to our state. That's why in finishing up today, I'd like to say an enormous thank you to each and every one of you, from promoting multiculturalism and healthy living to looking out for our veterans and to those families who are struggling. You have all helped to change the lives of Victorians for the better. So congratulations to each and every nominee and award winner. And again, thank you for everything you have done for Victorians across this great state. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier. Lieutenant Governor and Minister Stitt, I now invite you to the presentation area to present the first of this morning's awards. The Council on the Ageing Victoria Senior Achiever Award. This award recognises individuals who have significantly contributed to local communities and Victoria. The recipients of the Council on the Ageing Victoria Senior Achiever Award are Mel Boak. For 25 years, Mel has helped hundreds access vital services and increase their social connection through the Banyule L2P Learner Driver Mentor Program and Link Community and Transport. Ken Briscoe. As current Vice President of Nunawading U3A, Ken's support has contributed to an almost tripling of members since joining in 2014. Janet Clark. As a volunteer for Keysborough Learning Centre's Open Door program, Janet has expanded support services and inspired fellow volunteers to support those in need. Jack Cooper. As the last charter member of the Rotary Club of Mordialloc, Jack has dedicated his time to supporting the local Mordialloc community through the creative arts. Peter Cribb. As a long-term member of the Rotary Club of Kensington, Peter is known for his ongoing commitment to supporting multicultural families. John Dodall. John has served his local community in Banyule for over 55 years across a range of organisations. Mary McBride. Mary has been an inspiring leader, ambassador, and supporter of Irish people and culture for more than 50 years. Alan Moore. As a dedicated volunteer in the Kyneton community, Alan led the formation of the Men's Kitchen in Kyneton. Adelina van der Zee. Adelina has volunteered for over 17 organisations and made significant contributions to saving the Waverley Retirement Activities Group from closure. Please join the Lieutenant Governor and Minister in congratulating these award recipients. Thank you, Minister Stitt. You may now return to your seat. Premier, I now invite you to join the Lieutenant Governor in the presentation area to present the following awards. The Ageing Well Award. This award recognises individuals who have worked to combat ageism, promote social justice, and engage with their community to support ageing well initiatives. The recipient of the Ageing Well Award is Virginia Mack. Virginia is a dedicated volunteer who has supported people transitioning from prison to the community and has contributed to several emergency relief efforts. The Veteran Community Award. This award recognises individuals who have made exceptional contributions to the veteran community. The recipient of the Veteran Community Award is Bruce Turner. For over 28 years, Bruce has supported thousands of veterans and widows through the Victoria State branch of RSL. The Healthy and Active Living Award. This award recognises individuals who have helped create active and healthy communities through involvement and as a role model. The recipient of the Healthy and Active Living Award is Gail White. As President of Family History Connections, Gail has encouraged active minds through learning, improved computer literacy, and increased social connections. The Promotion of Multiculturalism Award. This award recognises individuals who have significantly contributed to promoting the benefits of cultural diversity in their local or broader community. The recipient of the Promotion of Multicultural Award is Chidambaram Srinivasan, to be received by his daughter, Priya Srinivasan. Srini is a respected community leader and advocate for increased opportunities for multicultural communities. Premier's Award for Victorian Senior of the Year. This award recognises an individual who has made an outstanding contribution to their local community and to Victoria. The recipient of the 2024 Premier's Award for Victoria Senior of the Year is Professor Manjula Datta O'Connor. After co-founding the Australasian Centre for Human Rights and Health, Manjula's leadership broke the silence on dowry abuse, and her ongoing commitment leaves a legacy with Victoria being the first state in Australia to enact anti-dowry legislation. Please join the Lieutenant Governor and Premier in congratulating this morning's award recipients. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor and Premier. You may return to your seats. I now invite the winner of the Premier's Award for Victorian Senior of the Year, Professor Manjula Datta O'Connor, to deliver an acceptance speech.
Thank you, Premier, Lieutenant Governor, Minister Stitz, and the Victorian Government for this award. I am truly humbled. As a migrant woman who arrived in Australia some decades ago, it is an absolute honor to be bestowed the Senior Victorian of the Year Award. I acknowledge the traditional owners, past, present, and the future of this land. I also acknowledge the victim survivors of family violence, particularly from the South Asian communities, who have taught me a lot about the changes required in our society. I thank the Indian community for supporting my work, the Board of Australasian Centre for Human Rights and Health, Minister Julian Hill, who I believe is here today, and the Overseas Medical Graduate Associations, who have been a great support network. Many members are here today. The Royal Australian New Zealand College of Psychiatrists, and in particular, the Victorian Australian of the Year last year, Dr. Raj Killen, and his wife, Dr. Preeti Killen. My journey started as a migrant bride in a new country. I was lucky. I had the support and the love of my new Australian in-laws family, who were farmers from Dimboola. I had left my biological family back in India. However, following a change in marital circumstances, I felt firsthand the impact of not having biological family physically next to me in time of crisis. However, I was lucky. I was luckier because I had the education, the financial independence, the support of my family, and my new partner, Dr. Jonathan Harrison, who is here today. I picked up my life. But many migrant brides are not that fortunate. They are those who are subjected to abuse, violence, coercive control, extortion of dowry. Dowry means grooms using the valuable Australian residency as a lever to extort huge amounts of dowry, gifts, cash, oversized gifts, household gifts, gold, diamond, jewelry, in the context of a new marriage. Such demands are made by the groom and his family in the South Asian context, whereas in the Middle Eastern and African context, it is the bride's family who can make such demands. Lack of compliance with dowry demand leads to criticism, abuse, put downs, isolation from her family, even murder and suicide. It was something that I saw among my patient groups who were the international students, the skilled migrants, the new migrants, the Indian migrants starting around 2008. And that started my journey in making a change. I set up an NGO, the Australasian Centre for Human Rights and Health, which acted as a platform for my community based action research, publishing data, advocacy, public and media campaign, community education, lobbying politicians, and one of them was Julian Hill, even before he became the MP, and the new MP, who is now the Assistant Minister for Immigration and Citizenship, and I'm so lucky to have him here as my friend and in the audience today. Julian's vision and empathy helped our ongoing campaign. He helped trigger Senate hearing into dowry abuse in 2017. In 2015, the Royal Commission into Family Violence published their report and accepted my organization's petition that dowry abuse be included in the Victorian Family Violence Protection Act, and it was duly enacted in 2019. Gabrielle Williams was the minister at the time, and she was extremely helpful and supportive. And in 2023, it got included in the Attorney General's National Coercive Control Paper as an example of economic abuse. And in 2024, working with the Attorney General's office and with Julian Hill's support, the Attorney General and the Department of Social Services have included the dowry abuse in the new amendments of the Family Law Act. Hopefully, it will become a law soon. I also took this time to educate the psychiatrists into the family violence impacts on mental health and the essential role in psychiatric treatment of recognition of mental illness and how prevention of family violence can prevent mental illness. I also I have used this platform to educate young registrars and medical students. I aim to use this platform to mobilize a campaign titled Seniors Against Family Domestic Violence that will have two goals. First, to become more active against abuse against themselves. And the second is to help stop domestic violence within families against young women and the young daughter-in-laws. I know the value of a loving and supportive family, in-law family. I hope you will join me in the campaign Seniors Against Family Domestic Violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor O'Connor. That concludes official proceedings for this morning. If you are able to do so, please be upstanding for the departure of the Lieutenant Governor, Premier and Minister. Would this morning's award recipients please make your way through to the State Drawing Room to your left for an official photograph? On behalf of the Lieutenant Governor, I invite you all to stay and to enjoy the hospitality of Government House. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.